Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm responding to Kimsidemoneyplans' recent video titled, Doordash just insulted every delivery driver with this alert. All right? And let's get to it. And here it is. So, after watching the video, Kim is showing us a screenshot of the alert from Doordash saying that for this order, make sure that the cups, the soda cups, are standing upright. And also, if you got cakes, make sure they're flat and even. And also make sure the items are in the bag. All right? So, what can we say with that? It's like, metaphorically speaking, it's like Doordash is telling you how to tie your shoes, metaphorically speaking. Isn't that more evidence that drivers are working for a bodega type of business? I used to say that these companies are running like a bunch of high school kids, but that's giving them credit. More like preschoolers. How the hell a driver is not going to know how to hold a soda cup in their vehicle? Or how to place a cake in your car? Is that rocket science? But then again, we need to look at the people that they hire, because that plays a role as well. Now, we all seen, which, by the way, it went viral, the TikTok Doordash girl that took a video of the customer naked in their own home, where the order was supposed to be leave it at the door, but she decided to peek inside that guy's house and take a video. And she got arrested, and she's facing charges. Well, there you go. Doordash willy-nilly will hire anybody. They'll just hire anybody. So, if they consider themselves as a serious delivery service, okay, they're more like a Sesame Street delivery service. Now, you guys remembered some old videos. They went viral as well. A lot of content creators have covered it. An old video with a lady working for Doordash, where she was making a delivery at this condominium complex, at the building where the customer lives, and she was doing the actual delivery. She needed to go to the bathroom, and she decided that she's going to take a dump in a trash can in the lobby of the building where she delivered to the customer. I think the customer was like on the second floor or third floor. And she had to go and took a dump right there. It went viral. You guys saw that. That was like some years ago. Those are the type of drivers that Doordash hires. They don't screen people. Willy-nilly, anybody. Anybody under the sun. But that applies to the other platforms as well. Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, Instacart, Walmart Spark, you name it. Willy-nilly, they'll hire anybody. And some more viral videos of, remember the kid? This is an old one. This was also went viral. And content creators have covered this as well, where this kid was doing a pizza delivery with Doordash, and instead of holding the pizza box flat, how it's supposed to be, he had the box tilted sideways and handed under his armpit, carrying it like it's a briefcase. And what happened? The whole pizza from one side went squashed all the way down to the other end of the box. Now it looks like a burrito than a pizza. And the customer opened up the box and saw, like, what the hell is this? It was all on video. You guys remember that? There you go. Other drivers eating and drinking the customer's food because they didn't get a tip. And other shenanigans. How about the one in the girl from New York? Actually, this was from Long Island, New York. Well, she thought that the tip was not enough, and she went back to the customer's door. And the customer was recording it on video. And the driver, a woman for Doordash, saying that, oh, I don't think this is much of a tip. And the customer says, yeah, I tip you enough. I gave you so many dollars. She's like, oh, you know how far I had to deliver? Remember that video? And she ended up leaving with the customer's food. Willy-nilly, they'll hire anybody. So, if you're hiring drivers that don't know they don't know even how to tie their own shoelaces, what makes you think that you're not going to see pop-up notifications like that? You know why? Because they're running a circus. They're running a Tom and Jerry type of delivery service. There it is. There it is. So obviously you're going to see stupid notifications or alerts from Doordash constantly like that. Telling you how to keep a cup of soda upright in your vehicle. Now let's say you're not working. You're buying this for yourself. And you're not working for the gig economy. You're going to a McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King or whatever. You're buying a cup of soda for yourself and maybe a cake. How would you normally place that in your vehicle? Well, there you go. Do you need to have a master's? Do you need Doordash to tell you how to do this? What do they have? Preschooler drivers out there? You guys getting a picture of who you're working for? All the companies. We're not excluding anybody here. This is all the platforms. They all have these kinds of shenanigans constantly. Okay? Now, the truth is, when you're working for any company out there in the gig economy, it's like you're working for McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or Taco Bell. There you go. Enough said. Because these gig economy companies, they are letting this thing happen the way it is and get to that point because they don't give a rat's about all that stuff that's going on. Well, recently they're showing you pop-ups and notifications. It's too late. You hired all these people. And also, you encourage them even more by giving them the best offers and giving them more incentives to these new drivers. Not all of them, but there's a lot of knucklehead new drivers out there. And these companies give the whammies out to all the professional drivers and veteran drivers who are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. We're seeing that. Everybody already talked about that. Content creators already mentioned that in their videos. Many content creators talking about the treatment of the new drivers, at the same time what they're doing with the veterans and the professional drivers that they have. There you go. The whole thing is upside down. And how many of the drivers out there getting contract violations by following what the app is telling them to do? Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. And more stories. What about Jack drives fast? No, Jack. Sorry about that. Zach. Zach drives fast. His channel. Remember he made a video about a year or two ago? Because he delivers up in Washington State. They send him an offer to pick up from United States, which is Washington State, and deliver it to Canada. Canada. The customer lives in Canada. So you need a passport to work with the gig economy. Oh yeah, these companies are sophisticated, I tell you. They're international. They cross borders. And how long is that delivery going to take where he lives in Washington State and deliver to the customer in Canada? And that's, yeah, you have your passport, but the people at the border, the checkouts at the border, they're going to ask you, why are you entering Canada? Oh, I'm here to make a Doordash delivery. It's up to them if they're going to make the decision, if they're going to let you cross into their country or not, by giving them that answer. Who are we working for, guys? How many years we've made videos about all these gig economy companies? Grubhub, Uber Eats, Doordash, Instacart, even Postmates. Postmates is not here anymore, but they were there at one time. And Walmart Spark. And you got all these catering service companies out there. How many thousands of videos, more than 5 years, with all the content creators? How many shenanigans of stories showing evidence and information for so many years now? What would you conclude? Are these companies professionally operated? Or they're more like a circus? Like a Tom and Jerry? Like a Sesame Street show? Like a bodega? Acting like little preschoolers? What would you conclude? Enough said. There you go. Now you're getting the bigger picture of who are you working for. There you go. And the evidence speak for themselves. There's so many evidence out there. You guys don't watch only my channel. You guys watch so many channels out there every day. And you keep hearing stories like that. BS and shenanigans constantly on a daily basis. It shows that these delivery services, my bad, they could care less. They could care less of who they hire. Willy-nilly under the sun, anybody applies. They ding you when you get to the restaurant and they mark you as 1 minute late that the delivery left the restaurant, but then to the customer, you were there 1 minute early. Yeah, but isn't it the whole purpose that you're not late with the customer order? The customer got their food early, even though it was a minute late from the restaurant. A minute late doesn't mean nothing. A minute late is a blessing with a lot of these restaurants out there. You got to wait 20 minutes to half an hour. With the exception of the other two, Little Caesars and Panda Express, more like 45 minutes to an hour. Well, that has changed recently. Drivers have waken up. Now you're seeing the food laying around. Like I said, it didn't take too long to figure it out. How many thousands of complaints where you mark down, every time you mark down that the delivery is late, you can put down in the description box of what's going on. I already think 50 times already, I have put in the description that this store, particularly Little Caesars, is known to be very late with their orders constantly, almost every day. And I said the same thing the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that. Just for one driver, me. How many other drivers have filled that description box complaining? What do? It's meaningless. They don't take any actions for that. They just, all right. We have something there with the purpose, what they say on the bottom, it says, for the purpose of trying to expedite the deliveries, right? They're not taking any action whatsoever, zero. So what's the sense of having that feature there that you're not going to take any action, zero, about it? Oh, it's just information just to fill up the data? They don't take any actions on anything. They're letting the algorithm running the whole thing like a disaster, because they think that the AI is perfect. They deactivate drivers for no reasons. They send you ridiculous offers constantly that don't make any sense. And the programmers that they have for these companies, they're having a field day. And I bet you they probably have all these glitches in there on purpose so they can keep their job and say, well, they need us now. We can't give them a perfect system. We'll be out of work. Hasn't Doordash and the rest of them figured that out? All they needed was a simple delivery service app. Simple. It's not rocket science. It's not MIT. It's not robotics. You don't need a master's. You don't have to go to Yale to run a delivery service. With a simple, the most simple app, that it's not clusterfucked with codes in there for every little thing. And a lot of these things that are not necessary in the app. So what makes you think that this is any different where they keep giving you now notifications telling you how to keep a cup of soda straight in your vehicle and a slice of cake? An insult to your intelligence? It's an insult to intelligence for everybody that lives on the whole planet, not just the delivery drivers. You tell this story to every single human being out there, they'll laugh their asses off. They'll laugh their freaking asses off. It's as simple as that. So, the people who get it, or who got it, you can understand exactly of who we are working for. There you go. Enough said, and I'll catch you guys later.